VentureX card has officially released its 100,000 point sign-up offer after spending $10,000 in your first 6 months, and in today's video we're going to be going over how to maximize every single one of those points. We'll also be going over how to maximize every single one of the benefits that come to the card, and even why after all the devaluations, this card is still worth it for like 99% of people. So let's get into this. Round 1, maximizing those 100,000 points. Now the minimum value of these points is going to be $1,000 whenever you redeem through the travel portal, but we can do a lot better than $1,000. The way we do this is by booking business class flights by transferring our points to different airline partners, and this is where you can maximize every single one of your points. For example, here's a flight that I found from New York to Paris that would only cost you 60,000 points one-way business class after transferring out to Air France. And this basically works from anywhere from the East Coast to Europe. You can find it for around 60,000 points flying business class. So that means for 2 of these flights, that would cost 120,000 points, which would actually get after spending $10,000 because of that 2 times multiplier, you get 20,000 points plus the 100,000 points. So you would get exactly 120,000 points after spending that $10,000. Now this gets us 2 one-way business class flights from New York to Paris or 1 round-trip business class flight from New York to Paris. Either one works, but for this example, let's just go for 2 one-way flights. Now each of these flights generally cost $4,758, which is absolutely insane because you only need to spend 60,000 points for $4,758 in value. 2 of these flights would give you the value of $9,516. So you can see why these points are so valuable whenever you book for business class flights. This is why I love credit cards points so much. There is absolutely no way I'm spending nearly $10,000 just for a flight experience. I don't care how luxurious it is, $10,000 is not worth it. But on the other end, 60,000 points, or let's say $600 in cash, that's kind of the same value, is 100% worth it for these flights. And I would definitely pay 60,000 points for a business class flight. Credit card points basically unlock these flights for everyday people like you and me who don't want to spend $10,000 on business class flights. And that's why I think they're so valuable. Yes, they're less flexible. Yes, there are some drawbacks to using points, but hey, for booking for literally 10% of the cost, I think points are the way to go for sure. So basically, just for signing up for this card, you could potentially get 2 of these business class flights from anywhere from the East Coast to basically anywhere in Europe. And that's why I think this sign-up bonus is pretty insane. I have a whole step-by-step video on how I personally book and find these flights. If you want to learn that process, then make sure to check out this video right here if you're interested in getting into the credit card game yourself. Round 2, the main benefits and what makes this card so amazing. Now, what I love about this card, the main benefits are simple, yet they're so effective. This card has an annual fee of $395 every year, but right off the bat, you get a $300 travel credit and 10,000 anniversary miles, and that's going to give you roughly around the value of $400. So right off the bat, you're netting positive $5 just for having the card. Now, this isn't what makes the card amazing. There's 2 benefits that come to mind that make this card stand out from all the other cards. That's going to be 1, Capital One Dining, 2, Capital One Price Matching. Capital One Dining is basically Capital One's version of like Open Table or Resi, basically their booking system for restaurants. But here's the thing. If you can find an exclusive booking that looks like this, it has like a little yellow border or 2 yellow stars on the exclusive booking tab, you get free food, free appetizers, free dessert, and free drinks. And I've done this over probably like 5 to 10 times at this point. I don't know how many, but every single time consistently, I get free food. Literally just find a booking that has that yellow border. It says exclusive booking. And when you get there, just mention, hey, I booked this through the Capital One Dining. They already usually know. They usually give you like this piece of paper actually most of the time. And these are fancy restaurants. These are some really nice restaurants, especially if you're here in SoCal. Man, there are a lot of options with Capital One Dining. And every single time I've gotten an appetizer, a free drink, and a free dessert without fail. And that's been like 5 different restaurants at this point. And here's what's amazing about Capital One Dining. I've used this on up to 8 people with like my friend group, and every single one of the 8 people got some comps. So let me know down in the comments below if you personally have used the Capital One Dining section and what comps you got at a certain restaurant, and I would love to see more data points on the Capital One Dining here. Now, the other amazing part about the VentureX card is the travel price match feature. So just like many other credit card companies, Capital One has its own exclusive hotel program where you get things like free $100 food credits, early breakfast, late checkout, and free room upgrades. But here's the thing about these free credits. they're not actually free. They add in the cost of these credits to the actual booking, so you're paying an inflated price because, it's marketing, right? They just want you to pay more through Capital One, but really you're paying for it because the booking can usually be around $100 to $200 more expensive than what you could find online. Now, this is all negated by the fact that Capital One offers you a price matching solution. So basically, let's say, for example, you found a room that's $500, you get $100 in food credits, $60 in breakfast credits, late checkout, and you got a room upgrade. Those are some amazing benefits, but that price is inflated. So let's say you go on Google and you found that same exact flight for, let's say, $400. What you would then do is you would screenshot that and then you would just call the price match number, say, hey, I found this room for $400. Can you price match that? And what they'll do is they'll Google it themselves, they'll confirm it, and they'll give you the difference. For example, in this one, it'd be $100 in difference, but they will give it to you in travel credits, which is not ideal, but it's still something. And that means you get the price of the room for the actual cost and you get all those upgrades for truly free. So this means that $100 food credit, that $60 free breakfast, that room upgrade that you hopefully got, and that late checkout is all comped by Capital One rather than you having to actually pay that. And that is the craziest benefit out of all the credit card companies. Amex doesn't price match, Chase doesn't price match, Citi doesn't price match. No one else price matches except for Capital One. Now for the other benefits, you also get lounge access. And here's the thing, Capital One lounges are the best lounges ever. Their food is amazing. I like Capital One lounges more than the Centurion lounges and the Sapphire lounges. But the sucky part is they got rid of guest access. So starting February 1st, 2026, you can no longer bring in 2 guests. So from now, November, December, January, you can still bring in 2 guests, but that's all going to stop February 1st, 2026. But on the good news is that their lounge network is expanding fast. I believe they're going to make one in LA, in New York. I don't know if they have one. I'm pretty sure they have one in New York actually, but the Dallas one and the Denver one, amazing. And the Las Vegas one is also amazing as well. I've been to all 3 this year. They've been some really great experiences. They have this like brisket sandwich I love, and it's like really good. I think you guys will enjoy it as well. But the sucky part is, yes, no more guest access, but you can just refer your card to your partner and now you guys can both use the lounges. Same goes for the Priority Pass membership. You yourself can go as the card holder, but you can no longer bring 2 guests, which I feel like was really stingy on Capital One's part. You can't even bring in 2 guests for Priority Pass. But if you have the other cards, you could bring in, 2 guests for the Priority Pass memberships. But this also stops February 1st, 2026. This sucks, but it doesn't ruin the card in my opinion. I think a card that gives you free comps and free food, like for genuinely free, is a card that I can never let go of. So those benefits I talked about earlier way outweigh the cost of like no guest access. You also get 10 times points in hotel bookings through the Capital One travel portal, 5 times points on flights and vacation rentals booked through the Capital One travel portal, and 2 times points for everything else, which is amazing. 2 times points in every category is insane. Most credit card companies offer a baseline of 1 times points. So 2 times points is super generous. And that's why I love Capital One in general. I feel like they're very generous with all these benefits that they give to you. And I'm just a huge fan of Capital One because of this. You also get $120 in global entry and TSA pre-checks credits. You get Hertz President Circle status, which gives you like early check-in, you can skip the line, things like that, car upgrades. You also get all the Visa Infinite protections. I'll put them all right here. And yes, this even comes with primary rental car coverage, which is insane. Visa Infinite protections are some of the best protections in all the land. And the fact that you get this also from this card is an amazing benefit. This comes with like purchase protection, travel accident insurance, travel cancellation insurance. These are all lifesavers in situations where like things don't work out and the airline cancels on you. This is going to be where you can file a claim and get reimbursed for the time you lost and the hassle that the airlines provided for you. And you get all of this for a $395 annual fee, which is so worth it in my opinion. I think these benefits for a basically net positive $5 annual fee is just an insane card to have. So if you have this card, guys, I really urge you to try out the Capital One dining program and the Capital One price match feature, because I feel like those two benefits alone will net you positive, like literally hundreds and hundreds, maybe thousands of dollars of like free food, free room upgrades, things like that. I use it every single time I have to book a restaurant or I have to book a hotel, because just the amount of benefits you get, the free food is amazing here. So who is this card for? This card is for people that want a premium travel card without having to use 10,000 credits in order to come out positive, like an Uber credit or a streaming credit or like a StubHub credit, things like that. You don't have to do any of that. All you have to do is basically just travel once, eat at the restaurants that you love already, and price match some hotels, and you will net positive out of this card. It's a simple card with simple benefits, but in my opinion, I feel like it fits any kind of like middle class lifestyle. Like if you're just going out to like eat, check the Capital One dining app, see if you can get some free food. If you're booking like a 3-night stay for the weekend, see if you could price match it this weekend and get a better deal, right? Like these are just things that you're going to do anyway, and it just works seamlessly in kind of everyday life. So if you could manage to use those $400 in travel credits, if you could price match even once in a year and just maybe go to like 1 or 2 restaurants for the Capital One dining, you will 100% profit out of this card. And it just will fit into your lifestyle, I guarantee it. So I thought I'd do something fun for this video as a thank you to you guys, because you actually maximized my referrals for this year. So I got 100,000 points. So I thought that maybe you guys could share your referral links, and the first person to share the referral link, I'll put it on the top comment of this video so that we can max out your referral link as well. Just comment down below, I have the 100,000 Venture X offer, and put your referral link, and I'll put that in the top comment, and hopefully we can max it out by the end of the year. And if you are someone that's seen that the 100,000 points max out, make sure to write on the comment, it's maxed out, so I can go for the next person, because those referrals will go fast with this 100,000 point offer.